SCL Week 4 has concluded, and because I've got a hurricane coming my way, y'all are about to get a whole bunch of very short uploads as I try and prep. This shit's category 5, y'all. It's actually just doomed, bro. So, if after these uploads, y'all don't see another video out of me for like a month, expect the worst, assume the worst, and, remember me fondly. Anyway, got some SCL we're gonna go over, some other tournaments we're gonna go over. And it's gonna be a great time. Before we get too far into those, subscribe, please. Give me something positive to look forward to when I get back. I wanna hit 10K subs by the time I'm back from this storm. If I don't see that, it's gonna be mad. Anyhow, 3D versus Watashi. So a little bit of backstory, of course, is that 3D is subbing in for, I don't remember who, I believe for Freezeye. I'd have to check the teams, but I believe 3D's on Freezeye's. I guess I could check. Where are you at, buddy? Where are you at? 3D, 3 dicks. Where are you at, brother? The Breakers. Yes, that's Freezeye's team. Maybe. We'll say he's subbing in for Freezeye, because Freezeye was subbed out this week anyway. And this matchup for him is quite peculiar, because on one hand, Mienshao's really, really good this game if it's Life Orb, right? Watashi's team does not have good fight checks. It's Deki Dewey and Hisui type. Life Orb Shao knocks them, and they are just gone. On the flip side, Watashi has Flygon this matchup, and really, even Scarfgon would actually be decent enough this game at making just general progress in being a threat. But if this is DD or Banded, good god, wrap it up. And there's actually really easy potential for this to be like Banded, Flygon, Scarf type, because, you know, you could throw Defog Decid. Now, I'm not sure Defog Decidueye is a set on many people's minds, other than my own, but there's at least that potential from the builder for that to be the set it reveals. I wouldn't really expect it, because Defog Decidueye is just not used. However, it's not something that you can really write off entirely. Shout outs to Sonic. And so each player has that like one, this is still way too loud, I'm so sorry. Each team though has that like one designated, really stupid offensive threat that can kind of just go berserk, pop off all over the opponent. Now, one other thing I will note, 3D's Incineroar, this game is pretty strong too. When your fire check is Vapo and you Q into Incin, I always feel like that's a little bit of a ungood Q, because Incineroar can like Swords Dance as you switch in, and even though knock after you lose your lefties isn't going to two-shot anymore from an SD Incin, it's still just a lot of pressure that it exerts, especially when you consider too, Vapo's probably going to be forced to Terra at some point this game anyway, by Mienshao. There's going to be a lot of resources having to be dumped into this Vaporeon, just to function overall, and so I feel like this just really lends 3D to a good matchup. Because, yeah, you can overwhelm it. So we see Flygon led with Expertly because, I mean, look, it can use U-turn turn 1. You know Earthy Worthies always have to come out. And Shao immediately gets in. And you can always CC turn 1. Like, it does not matter here. If I'm 3D, I'm never using a move other than close combat, because I don't care if you go Typh, bro. Or Decidueye. I will just go for Knock as they come out the next turn, or I'll switch if it's Typh. Typh, I will respect enough to switch, of course. We see 3D very much disrespect Watashi though, with what's it called? Knocking on Vapo with the CC defense drop. And then we see an insane play from Watashi here as he goes into Flygon to get CC'd. Presumably, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what this switch to Gon is, other than just acknowledging he doesn't want to Terra yet, and knowing Flygon can at least come out, eat a hit, and force Shao out with the threat of either a first impression, or just, you know, I mean, it could be Scarfgon on this team. That's not something you can ignore entirely. So he's willing, despite Flygon having this insane matchup, to let it take all this chip. The problem is this. 3D predicts a U-turn, goes Glowbro, and makes his Mon die. Assuming, of course, that, yeah, he predicted you, or he could have just been 2. He knew Glowbro lived in EQ from Flygon. Or at least hoped it did. Otherwise, yeah. Good read. So now Flygon from 3D gets out. And with the type switching, I would always assume at this point that it's not Scarf, because actually no, I wouldn't, because Flygon on 3D's team actually could be like super scarfed. The Earthworm damage tells you, but leave me alone, dude. I should actually just know this, by the way. Regardless, I would assume at this point this is more confirming that it's not a Scarf Gone, but you know what I'll do for y'all? Earthworm. I don't even know if this is the EVs he's got. That's the problem. We don't know. With how much U-turn did, my guess is it is Banded Flygon, confirmed earlier, and that as a result means that this isn't Scarf. It's hard to tell though, because again, I don't know Watashi's EVs. He may just not have that much physical bulk. Anyhow, we get a whole bunch of repositioning. You're gonna see 3D switch because Leaf Storm isn't revealed yet. We see it this turn, and seeing Leaf Storm to Sid, it could be plot, it could be defog. You just know, of course, it's not the super scary set of Swords Dance with the Terra Ghost to amp up your Shadow Sneak. And then we see here as well, Incineroar failing to KO Muck, which is really good for Watashi. Unfortunately, Muck just dies in the next turn, and now Glowbro becomes a lot more opened up. You still have double Ghost, so it's not over, but it's gonna be able to start really exerting a lot of pressure, because like, what's your switch in here? You go Typh. And I mean, this is okay because you catch Toxic and you don't love being poisoned, but it's okay enough. You get a free attack, and with Instant gone now, Infernal Parade, whatever ghost move you were to have there, is going to begin making a lot of progress. So now Shao comes out once again. This is the unfortunate part, because you want to keep your guy around, because in theory, with Milo at full, it probably is never winning, right? But it threatens Reggie still. It's probably going to be your best mod to actually threaten Glowbro, and then of course it's one of your CC answers if you're trying to ever pivot around Shao. Earthworm has to be sacked here though, because you still haven't teared the Vapo. So now Vapo comes out. You know Terra Poison's always coming here, so U-turn is just always safe. Registeel is 3D's response. You just wanted to get rocks up, throw off a T-Wave, something like that. You know, it's not really that serious with Vapo here. You're not worried about it beating you down. And with Flygon gone as well, and nothing really tanking T-Waves too well. Very free T-Wave. And really, it's just a slow burn at this point. Watashi's ability to win this game is kind of negligible, and it's mostly going to be a matter of, if you're him, seeing what 3D sets are and how doomed is it. So Psyshock Glowbro, not really what you wanted to see. Especially as you flip turn and take enough enough chip from the helmet now to put you in range of another Psyshock. So that's not great. And you see Shadow Ball from Decky Dewey not doing much at all, and you also saw it not take Rocks chip, so you know it's Boots. Typh comes out, which, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like we actually had Specs confirmation earlier, now that I just saw this take Boots, or not Boots, take Rocks chip. But we're going to just ignore that, friends. We're just going to ignore that. Like I was saying, I feel like the eruption damage on Flygon probably actually told you what this thing's set was, but leave me alone. Anyhow, Shao Terra Darks here just to make sure Decky Dewey dies. And then the Vapo is going to come out. And at this point, there's not really anything Watashi could hope for unless he got some generational luck. And I don't even think that would be enough just because of what 3D had left. The Glowbro would just go for Psyshocks. If he really wanted, he could also pivot between these two pretty endlessly. Glowbro would always get regen. Milo has recovered to stay healthy. So overall, I mean, hey, 3D giving them a breath of fresh air in the NU slot. They were 0-3 in this slot to begin SCL, and now the Circuit Breakers find some momentum with a win here. Like I said, I don't remember it. You know what? Look at this. I could check this so easily. Who is the Breakers NU slot? It was Freeze Eye. I was right. And yeah. I'm so smart. I remembered who was on this team. I think the reason, by the way, that I wasn't sure if it was Freeze Eye is because I remembered last SCL. I think it was last SCL. I believe Pokey Slice was on the same team as Freeze Eye, and I knew Slice was not on the Circuit Breakers this time. But I was still associating the two. Anyhow, hope y'all enjoyed this coverage. And like I said, the next several videos, I don't know how many I'm gonna get to record and upload, but they are going to all just be me blitzing out content for y'all so that there is at least something. So hope y'all appreciate it. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.